The lights inside the arena suddenly cut out. Not dimmed. Not faded. Completely gone. For one terrifying second, the entire crowd at the 2026 American Music Awards froze in silence. No music. No camera movement. No host speaking. Just darkness swallowing one of the biggest stages in the world. And then, a single spotlight appeared. Not on the center stage. Not on the main screen. But on one empty microphone standing completely alone. And that's when ARMY lost their minds. Because the rumors might actually be true. Because after months of whispers, hidden clues, mysterious rehearsals, and one shocking insider leak, Jimin may be preparing the biggest moment of his entire career at the 2026 American Music Awards. And if what people are saying is real, nothing will ever be the same again. You think I'm exaggerating? Then explain this. Why were multiple backstage staff reportedly seen wearing jackets labeled JM Solo Stage Security? Why did fans notice a completely separate rehearsal schedule hidden from the main AMA lineup? And why, just why, did one music insider say this performance could become the most emotional AMA moment in the last decade? That sentence alone sent social media into complete chaos. Because ARMY knows something the rest of the world still doesn't fully understand. When Jimin steps onto a stage, he doesn't just perform. He changes the atmosphere. And somehow, every single time, he raises the stakes even higher. But this time feels different. Much bigger. Much more dangerous. Because the pressure surrounding 2026 is unlike anything he has faced before. Last year, when BTS appeared at the 2025 AMAs, the internet practically exploded. Fans screamed. Headlines flooded everywhere. Cameras couldn't stop following every movement. Even celebrities in the audience were caught standing up just to watch them enter. But something unusual happened that night. Something subtle. Something most people completely missed. During one backstage interview, when BTS was asked about future surprises, the members laughed nervously, but Jimin stayed quiet. Just for a second. A tiny pause. A tiny smile. And then he looked down. That clip lasted maybe 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Yet ARMY replayed it millions of times trying to decode what it meant. Was he hiding something? Was a solo era already being planned? Or was there an even bigger secret nobody was ready for? And then the rumors started. At first, they sounded ridiculous. People claimed AMA producers were redesigning part of the stage specifically for Jimin. Others said he had requested advanced lighting technology never used before at the event. Then came the wildest rumor of all. That Jimin's 2026 stage wouldn't just be a performance. It would be a statement. Now pause for a second and really think about that. What kind of statement could create this much fear and excitement before the show has even happened? That's the question driving ARMY insane right now. Because over the past few months, little clues have started appearing everywhere. Tiny details. Tiny accidents. Tiny mistakes. And each one feels like a breadcrumb leading towards something massive. One fan noticed dancers leaving a Los Angeles rehearsal studio wearing masks and carrying props shaped like broken wings. Broken wings. Another person claimed they heard orchestral music blasting from inside during a closed practice session. Not pop music. Not hip-hop. An orchestra. And suddenly people started asking, could Jimin be preparing something darker? Something emotional? Something deeply personal? The theories became even crazier after a now viral photo appeared online showing what looked like a giant floating platform being assembled inside the venue. At first nobody believed it. Until another angle leaked. And another. And another. Now fans are convinced the stage design may involve aerial choreography unlike anything Jimin has ever attempted before. But here's where things get emotional. Because behind all the excitement, there's also fear. Real fear. Not because fans doubt him, but because they know how much this means. You have to understand something about Jimin. Every performance carries emotion in his body language. Every movement feels personal. Every expression feels real. That's why people connect to him so deeply. He doesn't perform like a machine. He performs like someone exposing pieces of his soul in public. And sometimes, that vulnerability comes with pressure almost nobody can imagine. Especially after the past few years. The criticism. The expectations. The endless comparisons. The pressure to constantly evolve. Can you imagine carrying millions of people's hopes every time you walk onto a stage? Can you imagine smiling while knowing the entire world is waiting to judge every note, every movement, every breath? That's why this AMA moment feels so emotional already. Because fans aren't just hoping for a performance. They're hoping to see Jimin fully step into a new era. And according to insiders, that's exactly what may happen. One anonymous production staff member reportedly described the stage as beautifully heartbreaking. Beautifully heartbreaking. What does that even mean? That phrase alone created another explosion online. Some fans think the performance may tell the story of loneliness and fame. Others believe it could symbolize rebirth. But then another rumor appeared that changed everything. According to multiple fan accounts, Jimin has allegedly been training with contemporary dance specialists for months in secret. Months. Not weeks. Months. And if you know Jimin's history with dance, you already understand why this matters. Because when he fully leans into contemporary storytelling, something unbelievable happens. The audience stops breathing.
Remember those performances where the camera barely mattered because people couldn't take their eyes off him? That's the power he has. And apparently, the AMAs know it too. Which explains why there are whispers that producers are planning to place his stage near the end of the entire broadcast. Not in the middle. Near the climax. That alone tells you everything. They know this moment could dominate the internet. But what nobody expected was how emotional ARMY would become before the show even started. Fan edits began appearing everywhere. Millions of views. People crying while imagining what this stage could look like. Old clips resurfacing. Moments of Jimin doubting himself. Moments of him pushing through exhaustion. Moments where he smiled despite clearly being overwhelmed. And suddenly the conversation stopped being about awards. It became about growth. About survival. About proving something, not to critics, but maybe to himself. And that's when the emotional tension skyrocketed. Because what if this performance isn't just entertainment? What if it's personal? What if Jimin has been quietly preparing to show the world a version of himself we've never truly seen before? Now here's where the story gets even crazier. A major fan account recently posted that several music executives attended a private rehearsal preview and reportedly left speechless. Not impressed. Speechless. One person allegedly sat in silence for almost a full minute afterward. Another reportedly said, "I didn't expect that from him." That sentence spread through social media like wildfire. Because what does that mean? What exactly are they seeing behind closed doors? Vocals, dance, a transformation, or something emotionally devastating? Nobody knows. And the mystery is driving the fandom completely insane. But there's another detail almost nobody is talking about. The timing. Why now? Why would Jimin choose the 2026 AMAs for such a massive breakthrough moment? The answer might be deeper than people realize. Because American award shows were once places where BTS had to fight for recognition. People doubted them, underestimated them. Some even treated them like outsiders. But over the years, BTS didn't just enter the industry. They changed it. And now imagine Jimin standing alone under those lights, not as someone trying to prove he belongs, but as someone fully aware of his impact. That shift alone is powerful enough to give people chills. But according to rumors, he may go even further. One theory claims the performance could include a surprise musical transition nobody will see coming. Another says a hidden guest appearance is possible. And then came the craziest speculation of all. Some fans believe Jimin may debut unreleased music live for the first time. Can you imagine the reaction? Seriously, imagine sitting in that arena, the lights shaking, the crowd screaming, and suddenly hearing a song nobody on earth has ever heard before. That kind of moment becomes history instantly. And honestly, that possibility doesn't even feel impossible anymore, because the clues keep getting stranger. Recently, eagle-eyed fans noticed Jimin arriving at a studio wearing headphones while humming something unfamiliar. Within hours, fan communities tried analyzing the audio. People enhanced clips, slowed videos down, compared melodies. The internet became a detective agency overnight. And instead of calming down, the chaos only got bigger. Even non-fans started paying attention. Entertainment media began asking questions. Music journalists started hinting that something important was coming. And suddenly the AMAs themselves became part of the mystery. Because instead of denying rumors, they stayed silent, completely silent, which only fueled the fire. Now let's talk about the emotional side nobody wants to admit. What if this performance fails? What if the expectations become too overwhelming? That fear exists because fans care so deeply. The bigger the dream, the scarier the fall. And Jimin knows that better than anyone. There have been moments throughout his career where he openly talked about pressure. Moments where perfection haunted him. Moments where he questioned himself despite incredible success. That's why people root for him so passionately. Because beneath the superstar image, people see humanity. They see someone constantly fighting his own limits. And maybe that's exactly why this rumored AMA breakthrough matters so much. It's not just about becoming bigger. It's about becoming freer. Free from fear. Free from doubt, free from the need to constantly prove himself. And if he truly achieves that on stage, the emotional impact could be enormous. Now picture this. The arena goes dark again. A heartbeat echoes through the speakers. Slow, heavy, boom, boom, boom. Thousands of fans scream before anything even appears. Then smoke rises across the stage floor. A silhouette emerges. Not running, not rushing, just walking slowly into the light. And the entire crowd instantly recognizes him before the camera even focuses. That reaction alone could shake the building. Because Jimin has reached a level where his presence itself creates emotion. But what happens next? That's the part nobody can predict. Will he deliver a powerful dance performance? A vulnerable ballad? A dramatic artistic statement? Or all three at once? That uncertainty is exactly why this story has become so addictive. And honestly, there may be one final twist nobody is prepared for. Because according to one circulating theory, the performance might connect directly to BTS's future. Now that changed everything. Fans immediately started wondering, could there be hidden symbolism? Secret references? A message about the next chapter? The theories became endless. Some believe the stage may end with a surprise visual teasing future BTS activities. Others think Jimin could symbolically represent the emotional bridge between past and future. And if that happens, the internet may genuinely collapse. But beyond all the rumors, theories, and excitement, there's one thing that feels undeniably real. Something big is coming. You can feel it. The tension, the anticipation, the emotional electricity building across the fandom. Even casual viewers are becoming curious now. Because moments like this don't happen often. Moments where an artist feels on the edge of transformation. Moments where the entire world starts watching before the performance even exists. And maybe that's the most incredible part of all. Jimin hasn't even stepped onto the stage yet, and he's already created one of the biggest conversations of the year. That's power. Not manufactured hype. Not forced marketing. Real emotional anticipation. The kind built through years of trust, artistry, vulnerability, and unforgettable performances. And maybe that's why ARMY is reacting so intensely. Because deep down, they believe they're about to witness history. Not just another award show performance. History. The kind people replay years later while saying, "I remember exactly where I was when that happened." And honestly, they might be right. Because if Jimin truly delivers the breakthrough everyone is whispering about, it could redefine how people see him forever. Not just as a member of BTS, not just as a global idol, but as an artist capable of creating moments so emotionally powerful they transcend language completely. That's rare. Very rare. And maybe that's why this entire situation feels bigger than music now. It feels personal. Like millions of people are emotionally preparing for something they can't fully explain yet. A moment. A release. A transformation. And somewhere right now, while the internet keeps guessing, while fans keep theorizing, while social media keeps exploding, Jimin is probably rehearsing in silence, perfecting details nobody has seen, carrying pressure nobody fully understands, preparing for a moment that could change everything. And when that curtain finally rises at the 2026 AMAs, when the lights hit, when the music begins, the entire world may realize that all the rumors were only the beginning. So now I want to ask you something. What do you think Jimin is planning? A legendary dance stage? A surprise song? A hidden BTS message? Or something nobody on Earth is ready for yet? Drop your theories in the comments because honestly, this might become one of the most unforgettable moments in modern music history. And if you can already feel the excitement building, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another ARMY waiting for the 2026 AMAs. Because something tells me we're all about to witness history together.